Hey, it's Damo, and today I'm actually doing something I've wanted to do for a very long time, which is a monthly favorites video. Doesn't mean I've run out of video ideas. Partially, I do have ideas. I just really want to do this because I like sharing. So this is me sharing. First category on my list of things that I cannot stop touching is music. You can't touch music, but just imagine that you can for the sake of that. And the first artist I've been listening to a lot this month is actually from Destry's favorites video, and they're called Slow Magic, and I'm so about the chill. And the gay. I can't help but feel good when I'm listening to their music. And the second artist I've been listening to obsessively this month is actually a friend of mine from Perth, Australia, so he's got that Australian thing going on. If that's a selling factor, I don't know. He goes by the name Gryff, and to me his music kind of reminds me of Two Door Cinema Club or Vampire Weekend. It's got that chill vibe, but also a little bit funky, a little bit boppy, and just kind of makes you want to like have a bit of a groove. Also, he's really good for such a small artist. So I definitely recommend you check him out. Also, he's actually about to release his EP, so please go follow him on SoundCloud and on Twitter. Links are in the description, and support smaller artists because, I don't really need to give you a reason. Third is Lewis the Child. I don't know how to... And last but not least is Jerry Folk. Jerry Folk does a lot of remixes, and one in particular is my favorite because it has a bass line that won't quit, and I'm so about it. So check that out. Sunset high and our bodies low. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, still bones. Loose up, we break the scene. One step deep as you fall to me. Hot clap, we skip the beat. Count 1, 2, 3. All the links to all the artists are in the description below, so please go check them out because they are things that I like and maybe you'll like them too. That was redundant. Next on my monthly favorites list is TV shows. Now, I'm one of those people who frequently says I don't watch TV, but what that really means is I don't watch TV when TV tells me I should watch it. Thanks to the internet, we no longer have to look at a TV guide, decide when something we want to watch is on, and then commit to watching it at that time. First two shows I've been watching are actually animes. One of them, I'm pretty sure it just goes without saying, One Punch Man. Give it a go, it's really fucking good. The second anime I've been binging is actually, I think, a little bit older, and it's called Polar Bear's Cafe. And I don't know if it's traditionally good, but I really like it because it's just so fucking kawaii it hurts. Essentially the story is actually centered around a panda who is the laziest motherfucker you have ever seen, and other characters include a penguin who does nothing but fall in love with another penguin, and a polar bear that owns a cafe. So dumb, but so good. And I heavily recommend you give it a try. And last of my shows that I've fallen in love with this month is actually called iZombie, and it sounds like the dumbest thing ever, and when I tell you what the plot is, you'll think it's even stupider. A medical student goes to a party and turns into a zombie. She then uses her zombie abilities to help solve crime. It sounds like the dumbest thing you've ever heard of, and I watched it for that very reason, and it's actually really good, and I think it's catching on. At the moment, I believe you can only watch it on Stan, but I'm sure that internet people can find another way to get their internet hands on it, I don't know. Next, I'm gonna include games in my monthly favorites, purely because I don't know what else to include. First game is actually a bit old, but I just got into it because reasons. My friend lent it to me and I'm loving it, and it's called Dying Light. I seem to be really into zombies lately because it's a zombie game with parkour in it. Think Dead Island crossed with Mirror's Edge, if you know what those games are. If you don't know what those games are, then play those too, but also play Dying Light because it's hella fun. It's the one time where a zombie apocalypse occurred and people weren't fucking retarded. So the virus outbreaks in a city, and the city is quarantined. The second game I've been playing is called Amplitude, and if you know what Amplitude is, I love you. If not, you should get on it, unless you wouldn't enjoy it. And you'll find out if you would in a second. Amplitude is a rhythm game exclusive to the PS4, and it's an unofficial sequel to a game that was on the PS2. The storyline is essentially that there's this girl in a coma, and there's experimental new way to activate the brain, and it's got something to do with playing sequences of music and something and something. It sounds really dumb, but it's kind of interesting that it actually has some form of storyline that isn't, you're in a band and you're trying to make it, because that's pretty much every other rhythm game ever. One thing I like about this rhythm game is the song selection is fantastic. So if you're into rhythm games at all and you have a PS4, I believe it's only 30 bucks on the PlayStation Store. Give it a fucking go, hey. 3 more things I've been absolutely obsessed with. One of them is water. Oh, it's so good for my body. I can just... Next thing I've been obsessed with is H&M, and I mean, I've been obsessed with this for ages, but only in the past month have I been obsessed with H&M in my own country, because we have H&M here and I love it so much. So for those of you who don't know, I spent a year in America, and while in America I found H&M and I fell in love with H&M, and I attempted to marry H&M, but then I didn't, because you can't marry a store. So that was disappointing. The shirt I'm wearing right now is from H&M. This is also from H&M, and also so is this, and maybe a third thing. I can't remember because I didn't actually get the clothes out before this, so I'm just gonna go through my cupboard and do that in a second. What I was worried about is that the prices are so amazing at H&M in America, and I thought it was just because it's America, but it's actually just because it's H&M. They have really good prices. So if you are in Australia and you haven't checked out H&M yet, I heavily recommend it. It's really good. And the last thing I've been obsessed with this month is farting. Just been farting a lot. Not by choice, but... Alright, that's pretty much it for this month's favorites. Let me know if you like this type of video, because I really want to try and do this on a monthly basis. I really want to try and do this on a monthly basis at the end of each month, because that's one less video idea I have to think of. That's not actually the reason, but it is a factor. Also, let me know what some of the things you've been obsessed with this month are in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video, but until then,